let's take some of the pieces I have and build a tabletop totem, one that's going to be somewhere 1 foot to 18 inches tall, that you can use inside because it might not be suitable for outside. The topper I'm going to use is a marble. I use these glass marbles a lot because they, first of all, they're rather inexpensive and they top well on some of the pieces I have, and it's hard sometimes to know how to finish off a piece. So a clear marble is one thing. I try to add a little color to them. One of the things I noticed in the craft store was this Murano transparent glass paint. And I thought, oh, good, that'll work. I can get some nice satin color, kind of like I was expecting something like this red vase that I had. Well, I was a little disappointed in the results. It's an acrylic meant to go on glass, but I don't know if you can see, I really didn't get a solid color. It didn't want to stay evenly over the surface. It just sort of blotted around on it. So I wasn't entirely happy with that. Plus, I really didn't want the rose color. I wanted more of a red that was a little more fire engine red. However, we'll take this and we'll gussy it up a little bit, if you will, with some of my others. Now, I can either go add red, a better red to it from my alcohol inks, which you see I've got a selection of. I also have a gold that I tried once before that didn't come out as well as I expected, but again, it was cloudier looking than I expected, but I think on our next piece that might help us. So let's see what happens when we add some of this gold. Now I have some isopropyl alcohol in here. I've got several of these little yogurt cups that are good for this, that, you know, I sometimes end up leaving a little trace of the alcohol ink in there. That's okay. That's my red cup. All right, the reason for putting alcohol on first is that it tends to allow smoother coverage. All right, in just a second, I'll show you why I wanted to do that. Okay, let's move my alcohol inks out of the way. There's a link on my description to a source for getting some of these alcohol inks. They come in color sets, so you choose some basics that you think will work for you, or search the site. You could probably come up with a few more color combinations. I put some that were similar to what I purchased. Okay, we're gonna move that aside to let that dry, which shouldn't take too long. Alcohol goes pretty quick. Okay, aha! So I love these candle votives. I've used them a lot with hanging totems, and they're just a perfect shape. They're great. The mosaic ones are faceted, so they really look neat. And generally, when you find them, they're not that expensive in the thrifting. Okay, I'm going to take that, and I have two options. I can go right side up or upside down. I don't necessarily want to leave this one open at the bottom, so we're going to go right side up. I have managed to find some more glass saucers, some smaller glass saucers, which sometimes it's easier to find a dinner plate size, which is sometimes not what I want. I'm going to put that on top of this, and I found the most interesting candle holder. I thought this was great, but it's had, very similar to what I did with the alcohol ink, it's had gold paint added to this. The red is also, I can see from some scrape spots that it was a coating, a paint coating on it. So I don't really think this would hold up very well outdoors. I'm afraid it would just weather badly and wouldn't look that great. So, but I think it is so fascinating. So what I'm going to do with this is lay that piece in there. And this looks like what I would normally do, to put a hook on that and have a hanging totem, but we're not going to do that. We're going to leave this one inside. So on the top, it's just a flat top. I need something more going on. And I had these glass beads that are sort of a peach color, peach to gold. What I think I'm going to do is put 3 or 4 of those on the top, and then we'll put our marble in the center of that. I also have some red glass beads, but I thought the red was really disappeared a little bit. I mean, it doesn't entirely, but I may change my mind and like put 2 of each color up there. But for now, this kind of pulled in some of the gold that's in the stem and on the decoration of it. Because the plate is etched, I don't really see, some of you might want to bling it up a little bit more by putting the glass beads down here. I don't think I will, but you could. So let's see how much of that we can put together for you right now. Careful. Right now, here we go. My son was very clever. He took a Lazy Susan and put a motor on it and said, here, this might work for you. And we'll find out whether it's the right speed or too fast. Seriously. Now let's get our favorite goo here on the candle holder. Well, maybe I can go ahead and put these on. Why not? I don't always, once I decide on a design, I don't usually dither around too much. I've got my marble to the point where I'm happy with it. Let's put that on top and finish this up. Okay. Got a surprise for you. We're going to try something else that I think you'll enjoy. Got a couple other pieces here, and square is sometimes tricky. There aren't a lot of things that you get that match up to something square, and you know, putting a round plate on top of it isn't always the best option. And this is so I picked this one up recently, which I thought was really cool because I knew I had this piece, which is mosaic glass, that I've been struggling to figure out also. So what I think we're going to do, don't know how much of this is going to fit in the camera there, but we're going to put this piece on top, and I was able to get a square base, and this was crystal, which, like, are you kidding me? That's going to fit quite nicely there. I was really kind of playing around with this, trying to figure out, okay, once again, how do I top it? And I actually had another marble I painted, and I thought, okay, I'll put that on there. But my wife and I have looked at it and decided, it was a little underwhelming. We were going to take another piece, another short piece of candle holder glass, but nah. But I did get these spheres, and this is probably just out of camera, but I think that is the answer. It can, well, I don't know. It might look a little top heavy. Not sure. So those are my options for doing this right now. I think I can get the lower part of this set up. We'll just have to, yet to be determined is what we do there. Now I do have some of these glass beads, which I think I can add a little interest on the sides here, because they're kind of in the same color range. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. Let me move this back so you can see a little better what I'm doing. Okay. Again, it's the same routine. We're going to get our silicone, which this particular tube has been fighting me a little bit. All right, this has a flat edge to it, so I'm able to, I should be able to get a nice good seal. Looking at this piece,